First, let's talk about the statements that were made by the president of Russia. Now let's discuss the statements that he made yesterday. Russian troops are advancing along the entire line of contact. There is no place where the Russian armed forces have not yet advanced. Furthermore, forced Ukrainian mobilization yields 16,000 fighters per month, while the return of the wounded is around 14,000. Each month, the Ukrainian armed forces are losing 10,000 fighters. Ukraine has around 20,000 deserts per month. Russia is acquiring new strike systems, including the Oreshnik. Russia has its own production, scientific and personal base to support its army, and it is growing stronger every month. Russia, like Ukraine, has patriotism and the will of the people. These are the main conditions for achieving all the goals of the joint military operation, of the special military operation. Russia is ready to negotiate with Ukraine peacefully using the base discussed with Trump in Anchorage. Russia is willing to compromise. The Ukrainian side must agree and the conflict will end quickly. So these are the statements that were made by the president of Russia. Another important statement: there is no need to suspend hostilities in order to begin negotiations. And the most important one is that if we reach the point of signing peace documents, we will find those who should sign them. There would just have to be a will. So according to these statements, we see that the Russians are not going to stop the special military operation. They will continue. This is the first thing. And the second thing, that the Russians don't care who will sign the capitulation, a peace agreement from the Ukrainian side. This could be the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, or any other person. So most likely, according to all these statements, we see that the conflict will continue. And during the same period of time when we were receiving all these statements made by the president of Russia, the president of Ukraine also made his own statement, but not a statement. He published an open letter. Zelensky published an open letter to Putin proposing a face-to-face meeting to discuss ending the war. In the letter, he stated that Ukraine is prepared for all complete ceasefire during negotiations, as well as an offer for all prisoner exchange. He believes that the negotiations should involve the United States and European countries as potential guarantors for future agreements. Zelensky also stated that Ukraine will continue to resist if the war is not stopped, and called on the Russian leadership to make a decision to end it. He mentioned Switzerland, Turkey and Arab countries as possible venues for the meeting. And also, according to this letter that was made by the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, we see that Zelensky and Ukraine are not ready to make any concessions. And summarizing everything, we understand that most likely the special military operation, the conflict on the territory of Ukraine will continue and will last the entire 2026 and probably the 2027 and maybe even 2028.